guys, welcome back to Always a Girls' Night. So, how are you really doing today?
I feel like I'm very in my thoughts today. For some reason, I feel anxious as well. I don't know, I feel like lately I've been very anxious because of everything happening in the world and job-wise, me-wise, and yeah, but it's gonna be okay. How are you really feeling today?
So, I'm feeling a little anxious, simply because, like, everything's just super unknown now. Just everything in general. Like, when is this gonna end? Like, how is things gonna be? Like the vaccine, like, how is that gonna be? Like, it's just, everything is, like, running through my head, and, like, I feel like this, and, like, I'm also anxious because, like, I want to create goals for my next year and stuff, but, like, I don't know, like, what's possible and what's not possible.
I agree. I understand.
You know, so, like, I just, like, I don't feel, like, I feel anxious because I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, like, nothing is secured.
Exactly, and I don't like that. Like, it bothers me. Like, I understand in general life is never secure, but, like, I feel like now it's more insecure than ever. And, yeah, like, that's just how I'm feeling, and I just feel, like, tired.
Oh,
like,
my
I feel
God.
tired.
Yes.
Like, this, like, anything I do, I just feel super tired. Like, the other day, like, I just sat on my couch and I watched Shameless all day. Normally, like, I can't stand doing that stuff all day, and, like, it's just, like, I couldn't find the energy to do otherwise. And, like, and this is why I think, like, talking about self-care is, like, super important, because sometimes we have our off days, but, like, what we choose on our off days, like, we think it might be negative, but, like, they're actually helping us.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what today's episode is about. And we're going to be talking about, like, the importance of self-care, because even us, like, look, like, we're talking to you guys, but, like, we're completely honest with you. We don't have, like, our life is not perfect. Like, we have struggles.
Of course.
And we want this page to be, like, in a sense, like, raw. Like, we don't want to filter anything. Like, we want it to be real, and, like, we want you guys to know that, like, what you're feeling is normal. Like, other people are feeling it.
It's valid.
Yes,
Everything
it's
you
fully
feel.
valid.
So me and Kim, we both have tattoos that represent self-love. To us, it's very important in the sense that it's marked on our body. So whenever we see it, it's like a reminder of, you know, don't forget about yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your mental, physical health. And it's super, super important that you acknowledge that, even if you don't have a tattoo on yourself. It needs to be instant. But me personally, I really wanted to have it on me, because sometimes I forget about it, and whenever I'm, like, in the mirror or I'm working on something and I see it on my wrist, I'm like, oh shit, like did I have time to do a certain thing for myself, or did I take the time to sleep well last night? Did I eat? Did I drink water? My tattoo says take care. So It kind of speaks for itself. And Kim is a rose.
A rose. Mine doesn't really speak for itself. I personally love roses, but they're very meaningful to me in the sense that they represent more than one thing for me. And one of those things is that you can find beauty in everything. Just don't forget to put yourself first, to take care of yourself. And, like, that's why, like, a rose, they look so beautiful, and, like, they might have thorns, is because, you know, like us, like, we might have some, like, in our lives we have pros and we have cons, but if you embrace it into your beauty, into yourself, into taking care of yourself and putting the things that you find important first, That's what really counts, and that's what makes you a blooming rose.
Oh, that's so cute. This actually takes us to our next point, which is taking care of yourself before anything else. As Kim was saying earlier on before the podcast, you always need to take care of yourself first and think about yourself first and love yourself first before you can love anyone else or take care of anyone else, because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to properly take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of someone else?
I definitely agree with what you're saying, because like it's the same thing for like anyone. Like for example, like a psychiatrist, like if she's taking care of her patient and like she's a mess, how is she gonna expect to take care of her patient? And so it's like the same thing for every individual. If you constantly put other people before yourself, you're gonna be lacking a lot within yourself, and like that might result in like maybe depression or like not being happy. And that's what I think is the biggest thing, because when I feel like I've, like for example in school, often I forget about myself, like especially on like weeks that like I have a lot of assignments due and like tests, exams, I tend to forget about myself, and like I don't eat, I don't drink enough water, I'm just drinking a whole bunch of caffeine trying to keep me up. But then like I feel it the next day because I feel like absolute shit, and then like I'm just like, why am I feeling like this? And then when I backtrack, I'm like, wow, I haven't been taking care of myself. Mm-hmm. And so like I feel like that's a really big factor, because the whole point of success is pushing yourself forward in the best way you can, in your best self. But if you don't create your best self and preserve it, it won't get you very far.
Also, taking care of yourself is not only physically, you know, like, yeah, you have to make sure you ate or make sure you had some water, a good night's sleep, whatever. But when it comes to mental health, give you an example. If you're the type of person who's like super jealous in a relationship and you give that negative energy to another person, that comes from yourself first, you know? So you have to work on that yourself, and it's taking care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you're gonna feel anxious, you're gonna be in that negative cloud, you're gonna feel like, you know, everything is against you or whatever. So whatever you have to take care of, do it, because that's gonna help you with your relationships outside of, well, your own self, and it's just gonna help you in life in general.
Another thing that I've recently learned in one of my classes, because this semester I had to take a communications class, and it has really taught me a lot, and I'll be giving you a couple of tips and tricks like in this episode that I've learned that could maybe help you as well. And one of those things is to be honest with yourself, with how you're feeling and what's going on in your headspace, because sometimes you've planned a couple things on your path, but come to the day of, your headspace is not there. And sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself, because when you're not honest with yourself, it can create negativity, because you're just not being, you're trying to prevent those feelings from coming up, but they'll still be there. So you're just feeling like you have like a dark cloud just following you. So by being honest with those feelings, like for example, if you're feeling a certain way with somebody and like you're super tense, like you can't sleep, you can't, like you're not feeling good because of something that's bothering you, be honest with your headspace, because at the end of the day, nobody could validate if you're right or wrong, because that's your headspace, that's your place, that's your own secluded area. Your brain, your head, it's you. That's you and your best friend.
It's your temple.
It's literally your temple. You have to. And so, like, when something's bothering you, it affects your whole body. It affects everything that's going on with your life. So just be honest with it. Express it. Express it in the best way you can. To just be honest with those feelings and not suppress it. Because when you suppress it, it can be even worse.
Express yourself.
Baby, express yourself.
Wow.
They're so funny.
So we wanted to share with you guys things that we do to make us feel better whenever we're feeling down, or just little self-care routines that we have. Mm-hmm. I know personally I love cooking a nice dinner with like a glass of wine. I don't know if you know like what vibe I'm talking about. You know, you can cook and then you're proud of your meal. If you don't fuck it up, please don't fuck it up. A nice glass of wine, and you sit down and watch a movie. You know, it's time that you take for yourself. Personally, it makes me feel very good. It's like my little self-care time, because I'm taking some time for myself. I'm with myself fully 110%, and yeah, watching a movie never hurt nobody.
Ooh, that was like a little song.
It is a song.
No, I know, but like the way you said it, like it's as if you're singing for a minute.
Yeah,
I'm
a singer.
I like that.
You know?
But just a little disclosure on like what we're talking about, like what we do. These are little things. So, and like the little things are what really counts. Like you don't have to do big things like always buying yourself something like, like I'm taking care of myself, like
I'm
like,
treating myself.
Exactly. Like you don't always have to do that. Like I'm sorry, but like not all of us has a lot of money, and like materialistic things can only last you so long. Like within a week you'll be over it.
Exactly.
So it's important to find little things in your daily life that will help you to keep your headspace cleared and just free. Healthy, yeah. And like one of those things, like she was talking about cooking and some wine. For me, it's like in the morning. Like I always, like no matter what, I always try to take some time to just have like my coffee and my breakfast and just relax. Like without like pressuring myself to like do homework and like have my coffee and like do multiple things. It's like my time to just wake myself up and just reboot myself, because sometimes you need a reboost and you have to be honest about that. We all need it. Like it's natural, it's normal. Like stop beating yourself up for like not doing everything, not always being productive 100%.
Yes.
because you need that time to grow, to just be with yourself.
I know so many people that are so focused on being productive that they forget about themselves. They forget about taking time for themselves. Yeah. And that's a little dangerous, because you want to reach a point where you're successful, but you can't reach that level if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not like in a good mindset. When you get to the success, will you actually be proud because you took that time for yourself, or you're just killing yourself
to get there
and you're like, no, I have to be productive. Mm-hmm. Like we said, listen to your body. If your body is like, no, I don't feel like it, just don't. There's tomorrow, there's in 5 minutes. You can take a little 5-minute meditation. Take the time to focus on your breathing, and
5 minutes won't
kill
you.
Go back to your
like
work.
I understand, like for example, like I am a student, so like I understand that like when it comes to like school, it can be very demanding and like you can lack time for yourself, but it's important to create that time. Like one of the things that I enjoy doing, another thing that I enjoy doing, taking time for myself, is before I like get into my studies and I know I'm gonna have a very productive day because I have a lot of stuff to get done, I do a quick little 5-minute meditation.
It's 5 minutes.
And it clears my head, grounds me, and then the whole day, the whole day, I just feel grounded and I feel focused. Like, because the thing is with meditation, it helps to clear scattered thoughts. And often that's why we feel so stressed out, is because we have too many scattered thoughts. We're just all over the place. And by meditating, it helps us to categorize it and kind of just like sit it down instead of letting it float everywhere and stressing us out. Just let it sit down and relax. And then don't let that pressure of school get to you that much. Because at the end of the day, yeah, like grades are important. Yeah, like what you get is important, but it doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. So you have to. It. I did. So don't let it define you. Because once you let it define you, it controls your life and you forget about yourself. It's all about the grades. Mm-hmm. And it's not good. It's not good. And like I can tell you one thing, like I'm sorry, I'm not a straight A student. I'm a, like I still get 80s, 90s, but I mean, I'm not a straight A student. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because I focus on myself. When I know I can't breathe. Like, I don't know if you guys get that feeling in school, but like I get it often. Like I feel like I can't breathe. And like if I push myself too much, it's going to damage myself. So I don't do that. I don't. And like it's okay to be honest about it. I'm being honest with you because I want you to normalize it. I want you to know it's okay. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to be stressed. But take 5 minutes for yourself.
It's 5 minutes of your day.
5 minutes.
Instead of taking that 5 minutes to stress, take that 5 minutes to meditate.
Yeah.
It's such a nice alternative. I learned in 2020 was to listen to my body in the sense that because of this pandemic, I feel like our bodies changed, like all of us. There's no exceptions. Like I can't believe no one, I'm pretty sure everyone is feeling that way because we have a different routine. We don't see people much. We don't go out as much either. We can't go to work physically. We can't do our personal activities the way we wanted to before. And that personally affected me. Mm-hmm. I get tired very often, and more often than I used to before. I always forget to drink water because I'm always home, and if I'm on the go, for example, I forget because I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing something, you know? Yeah. Like, why take the time to drink water? So I've learned that, you know, if I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. Why feel bad about that? If your body needs sleep, give it to it. You know, if you need water, it's because you need water. Mm-hmm. If you're feeling tired, it's probably because you're lacking some sort of nutrients or water, as I said, or self-care time. And it's the best time to put that work into yourself since you're not doing as much as you used to do before COVID.
So for me, I wanted to add to what she was saying about listening to yourself. I feel like now, like, we're closer to ourselves than we've ever been. Like, we're always with ourselves. Like, we're our own best friends. Really? So the way you treat that relationship, it can be negative or bad. But if it's negative, you're unvaluing yourself. So if you value yourself, you'll take that time to listen to your body, to listen to the relationship with yourself. And doing so, it's not easy. It's not easy, I find it to be really hard because sometimes you're unpredictable. Like, you don't know. Like, one day you wake up, like this morning, like I woke up and I felt so nauseous. And it's not even like I drank last night. It was none of that. And guess what? It was because I was hungry. I was starving. Mm-hmm. And I was so pressured to like wait because like I was like, oh no, I have to get ready first. So like I didn't eat before I got ready. So
you didn't take
because of that, exactly. So I lack that on my end, and that's why I was feeling super nauseous. And so, like, sometimes when we don't listen to ourselves, like, we question, like, why is this happening? But it's, like, simple little things. It's, like, I could have just drank water. I didn't even drink water. Like, it's, like, little things that, like, we don't do because, like, we prioritize different things. Like, we prioritize time over care.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And that's why I feel like this is why it's so hard for ourselves to be stuck with ourselves, is because, like, we lived in such a fast-paced society. It was always on the go. Like, I can't remember a day when, like, I was, like, just at home, like, doing nothing. Like, I think I had, like, one of those days once in a blue moon. Like, I always had something. And, like, it was rare. Like, I got the chance, like, a whole day to just, like, study or do homework. Like, I was just always, like, working, like, on the go. Like, I had homework to do. I would go to places to do it. I would be at school. I would take the bus. I'd have to, like, rush to one place to another.
I feel you.
And now it's just, like, I don't have to rush.
And it feels weird.
It feels so weird.
I think this is why we all feel, like, different.
Yeah.
Because we're like, whoa, like, I actually have time to do nothing.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to do nothing? Or am I supposed to work on something?
Yeah.
And this is where people get anxious because they're like, whoa, like, I'm not working. I'm not being productive. Like, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to take care of yourself when that happens. Because it's not normal. We're not in a normal situation right now.
No.
The entire world is affected by this pandemic, and it's the time to take care of yourself.
I agree, yeah. It definitely is. But it's like, it kind of, like, personally, I'm super thankful in a sense because it has made me realize a lot of things. It made me put, like, a pause and just, like, reflect. Like, I've never done so much reflection on myself, on my relationships.
I feel that.
Like, I've learned so much about, like, people around me and, like, how I want to perceive myself, how I want to communicate with other people, just, like, who I want to be. And, like, I feel like this time is super important because, like, when is it that you get time to yourself? Like, try to think back when society was somewhat normal. When did you really, really get the time to spend with yourself? I bet you it was rare. And for me, it was rare.
Oh, for me too.
And, like, I think, like, before it was, like, also more crucial to take, like, a 5 minutes to, like, care about yourself. But now it's, like, we have that time. So it's even more crucial to take it because times are a lot harder. It's, like, we don't have... This is another big thing. We don't have distractions. We don't have distractions from our problems. And I feel like...
completely.
Yeah. And that, for me, like, I'm going to be 100% with you guys. Like, I used to build my schedule and, like, jam pack it in a sense. Like, I just always wanted to get out of the house. Like, I never wanted to be home. Like, I always wanted to be distracted about everything. Like, I just didn't want to think about any of my problems. Like, I had such trouble, like, sleeping at night. And now it's like I've been fighting my demons. Like, I've been fighting them, and I feel like I've become much stronger. And, like, it's showing in little parts of my life that, like, I'm slowly, because I've acknowledged my demons and I'm working on them, like, it's reflected in my work. It's been reflected on my school. Like, it's also been reflected on my relationships. Like, another thing, like, is we became a lot closer. Like, a lot closer. Like, before, like, since we were both living very fast-paced lifestyles, we had a hard time finding the time to see each other.
We would see each other every...
like 3, 4, 6 months. Like, it took time, but, like, we always tried to keep in touch, but, like, it wouldn't last that long.
No.
But once we saw each other, it's like we always caught up. Like, nothing ever changed.
No, obviously
but
not.
It's like now we can't go a week without, like, talking to each other once.
I know. we call each other almost every day to work out.
Yeah,
we see each other at
talk.
least once a week.
Yeah.
This podcast makes us kind of closer in a sense because we have
A
to
lot
work
closer,
together. We've
yeah.
never worked together in like
and on any
on
type of like
anything.
project.
So this is cool.
I find it really cool because like I've gotten to know you like in a different sense. It's like I've always known you, but it's like now like I get to know you like even more, and I feel like we relate to each other. Like we've always related to each other, but like I feel like now like we relate to each other even more.
Yeah, because we live on the in the present together.
Yeah.
It's not like every 6 months we catch up on what happened.
Yeah.
And that brings us to like don't forget to talk to your friends during this time.
Yeah.
It's very important. Just even if you can't see them physically, just call them.
Yeah.
Take the time to call them because
Who
this
knows
is
what
where
people
you
are going
know.
through.
Yeah, but this is also where you know who your real friends are.
That too,
You know, like, and this is part of of self-care. If you're not surrounded by people who supports you and by people who actually take the time to call you and know if you're okay, this is where you have to reflect on who are your real friends.
Definitely.
And I know you're my real friend.
Always. Well, we hope you guys really enjoy this. I know it was not as funny as our other podcasts, but this topic is really important to talk about, and I feel like especially now with everything going on, really take this time for yourself. And just know we're in this with you. We're challenging ourselves every day. We're trying to learn from our mistakes. We're trying to improve ourselves as well. So, like, no, you're not alone. We're all in the process of improving ourselves and getting to know ourselves.
We hope you're gonna have a
Wonderful day.
but a wonderful New Year's as well. 2021 is all about positivity and self-care, self-love, helping others, helping yourself, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Thank you for coming on this journey with us.
We'll still be there
after.
Don't worry. 2021 is a podcast year.
Definitely. Continue along our path of podcasts and just stay positive, guys.
Yeah.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Stay
smile,
safe.
Drink water. Meditate.
Take care of yourself.
Love yourself. You're beautiful.
You're beautiful inside and out.
Oh.
No.
That sounded like those meditation thing. And out.
Literally, like, I feel so zen right now.
I know.
I think it's the candle.
It's I need to buy this candle.
Relief.
What the
hell?
It's
a stress relief. Honestly, I fucking love it.
It's amazing.
I do it all the time. Like when I'm super stressed with school and stuff, I put it on and it stresses me.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio as well. Don't be shy to talk to us as well. Some people have been talking to us, so thank you for that.
Yeah, give us any like feedback, anything you want to hear of, like any suggestions, ideas. Like we're really open, honestly, like super open. We love your guys' like suggestions, compliments. We really enjoy them.
Thank you so
it
much.
Warms our heart to the fullest, and and we've grown to really enjoy this, and I hope that you guys do as well, and we continue this year off as good as it had started.
Yeah, it did start pretty well, actually.
And then it
was pretty fun. Oh well.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye.